Nature's quirkiest animals are colorful tricksters, blending stealth, deception, and danger to master the ultimate game of survival. Look at this little guy. No bigger than a paperclip or your thumb, yet it packs enough venom to kill 10 grown men. Yes, you heard that right. I couldn't believe it at first, but it's true. This tiny yellow daredevil's secret weapon is batrachotoxin, one of the most potent toxins on Earth. Found only in Colombia's Pacific rainforests, these frogs get their name from the indigenous Embera people who tipped their blowgun darts with this toxin, turning this harmless-looking frog into a deadly weapon. But here's the weird bit. These frogs aren't even born toxic. Their superpower comes from snacking on a wild diet of ants, termites, and beetles. And they only have one predator, the fire-bellied snake, Limatophis epinephalis, which is immune to their venom. And while they might look invincible, habitat loss is their kryptonite, pushing these dazzling daredevils closer to the edge. But the golden poison dart frog is just one member of the Dendrobatidae family, a group of frogs known for their vibrant colors and incredible survival tricks. They're cute, tiny, colorful, and deadly. In their dangerous world filled with predators like snakes and larger frogs, they needed a trick to survive. Instead of hiding away and blending in, they did the opposite. Their bold, vivid colors are nature's neon warning sign, screaming at predators, "Eat me and you'll regret it." While poison dart frogs wear their warnings proudly, our next quirky critter takes a sneakier approach. They hide first, and then deliver a shocking surprise. Say hello to the red-eyed tree frog, a master of disguise and drama, and you can't blame them. They're only about 1.5 to 2.75 inches or about 3.8 to 7 centimeters long. And when you're tiny and live in the tropical rainforests of Central America, you need your wits about you to survive, especially if you don't wear poisonous armor. Their striking appearance is all bluff, a brilliant tactic to deceive predators without packing a toxic punch. But how does a tiny little frog like this survive in the wild? Well, they take camouflage to the next level. During the day, they rest on the undersides of leaves, blending perfectly into the green to hide from predators like snakes, birds, bats, and mammals such as opossums and monkeys. But if they're spotted, they put on a show. A quick flash of those giant red eyes, brightly colored blue limbs, and orange fingers startles attackers just long enough for them to make a quick escape. Now, look at this colorful beastie with its bright yellow markings, native to the moist, temperate forests of Europe. Fire salamanders are only about 6 to 10 inches or 15 to 25 centimeters long, but they understand survival. After all, they've been around for millions of years. Their defense mechanism is no joke. Fire salamanders secrete a potent neurotoxin called salamandrin from glands along their backs and heads. This toxin can cause muscle convulsions and hypertension in predators, effectively stopping an attack. For humans, touching one may cause skin irritation, and if you rub your eyes or pick your nose, you'll feel the sting. Birds, snakes, and small mammals are usually smart enough to avoid them. A quick lick or bite can lead to severe irritation, and in some cases, it could even be fatal. They also have another secret superpower. They can regenerate lost limbs and tails. So even if a predator gets lucky, this little survivor just grows back what it loses. Now, in my book, that's a survival trick. We all know chameleons change color, but there's far more to these colorful creatures than meets the eye. They hide quite a few secrets. For starters, their color changes aren't just for camouflage. That's a myth I'm busting, right here, right now. Chameleons use their shifting hues to communicate or intimidate rivals, while more subdued tones signal courtship. Bright, bold colors can mean, "Back off, this leaf is taken." While softer hues might be a flirty, "Well, hello there, gorgeous." Because these creatures have 360-degree vision, thanks to their unique eye structure, they can move each eye independently. This means they can look in 2 different directions at once, keeping tabs on a predator while also eyeing a tasty insect, or a potential love interest depending on their priorities, of course. And before I go on, if you want more quirky animals and fun facts about nature, hit the like button and subscribe, and become part of the Odd Earth Show community, where there's always something interesting to discover. In nature, looking deadly can be just as effective as being deadly. And the Scarlet Kingsnake is a master of mimicry. This non-venomous snake has evolved to look strikingly similar to the highly venomous coral snake, with its bold bands of red, yellow, and black. A perfect trick to fool predators into leaving it alone. And it works like a charm. Just ask anyone in the southeastern United States. They even have a little rhyme to tell them apart. Red touches yellow, kills a fellow. Red touches black, friend of Jack. The king snake's red and black bands touch, while the venomous coral snake's red and yellow, or in this case white bands, do. So, while they look intimidating, these harmless copycats are just nature's version of fake it till you make it. Call them octopi or octopuses. Either way, they're the only creatures that can vanish and scream at the same time. One moment, they're swimming about happily. The next, they blend into their surroundings in a flash like underwater ninjas. These guys are the Houdinis of the ocean, brilliant, slippery, and full of surprises. You'll find them in tropical and temperate waters worldwide, where they've earned their title as the certified geniuses of the deep. But how do we know they're smart? Well, they've solved puzzles, navigated mazes, and even wielded tools like 8-armed engineers. And here's the best part. They can change color and texture in seconds, blending so seamlessly into coral, rocks, and sand that predators, like sharks and moray eels, don't know they're even there. And if you think that's impressive, here's a scale check. The common octopus grows up to 1.3 meters, about 4 feet long, and weighs around 10 kilograms or 22 pounds. But its cousin, the giant Pacific octopus, Enteroctopus duflini, takes things to the extreme. This big guy stretches up to 9 meters or 30 feet across and tips the scales at a jaw-dropping 272 kilograms or 600 pounds. So yeah, not bad for an ocean-dwelling brainiac with 8 arms and 0 bones. Right, let's go meet the ocean's neon billboard, or at least that's what I call it. Because sometimes, believe it or not, standing out can be the ultimate survival trick. The flamboyant cuttlefish feels right at home on the sandy seafloor and muddy ocean beds of tropical waters, particularly around northern Australia, Papua New Guinea, and Indonesia. And despite its show-stopping colors, it's surprisingly tiny, just 3 to 8 centimeters or 1 to 3 inches long. But size doesn't matter when you're this flashy. Covered in bright yellows, reds, and purples, the flamboyant cuttlefish doesn't hide, it struts. And those bold colors send a clear message to predators. Stay away, I'm toxic. And they listen, steering well clear. Flamboyant alien on a mission. Flashy, toxic, and a little weird. Lionfish are the very definition of look but don't touch, and they mean it. On top of that, they've earned a reputation as the uninvited dinner guests of the ocean. Native to the Indo-Pacific, these striped invaders now roam the Atlantic, Caribbean, and Gulf of Mexico, leaving chaos in their wake. And don't believe those bold stripes and flowing fins are just for show. Hidden among them are venomous spines that deliver a sting so painful, it can leave unlucky swimmers swollen, nauseous, and deeply regretting their curiosity. But here's the real trouble. Lionfish are greedy little gluttons. They vacuum up small fish, shrimp, and crabs with lightning-fast strikes and absolutely zero table manners. In places they've invaded, they're like oceanic vacuum cleaners on steroids, devouring everything in sight and leaving native fish populations in tatters. They may be elegant, but they're dangerous and destructive. Let me introduce you to the yellow boxfish. These little guys may look like the happiest critters on the reef, but they have serious attitudes. Growing up to 45 centimeters or 18 inches in length, they swim around in the warm, shallow waters of the Indo-Pacific, places like the Red Sea, Eastern Africa, Hawaii, Japan, and New Zealand. It's like they've handpicked all the best vacation spots. But don't let their sunny looks fool you. That bright yellow color isn't just for show, it's a warning, a brilliant survival tactic known as aposematism. When they feel threatened, the yellow boxfish throws a toxic tantrum, releasing pahu toxin straight from its skin. This stuff is bad news for any fish nearby, causing their red blood cells to burst. Talk about overreacting, cute, boxy, and a little bit deadly. Click on the video on the screen for more odd and amazing tales from nature, and I'll see you in the next one.